Hello everybody, and welcome to Amateur Cast, where I get you and your replays to be casted for my entertainment and hopefully to help you improve a little bit as well. I'm your host, ZookaMan, and we're going to be going into a TVP. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our players. In the bottom left-hand side of the map, this is Overgrowth Ladder Edition. We have Fenco as the red Terran player and his opponent on the opposite side of the map in the Protoss, but I believe he was rolling random because there was some chatter in the chat about, oh hey, I'm playing Protoss, so I'm going to kind of assume that he's playing random. So a little bit of a disclaimer here before we go into the game itself. As you guys can probably tell right now from my voice, I am a bit congested. I just started today coming down with a little bit of a cold. My nose is starting to be just the entire thing is a lot of fun. But I realized, I was looking at casted, I realized that a lot of people haven't had games casted recently, and I believe that a couple of my casters friends that are there haven't really been getting replays out for various reasons. So I decided I'm going to come back for a little bit. I'm going to try to get some more games out for you guys. I took a huge break between this game and the last game, but I'm going to try to get back into it, and as it looks like right now Cast needs casters to be able to get the replays out for people, I'm going to try to see what I can do about that and get a couple of done tonight. Granted that my congestion doesn't stop me from doing so, but that's just a little bit of a disclaimer before we get into here. Besides that, TVP, very fun matchup, one of my most preferred matchups to play on both sides, honestly, even though it can be a little bit difficult in the leaves to have the Terran aspect. I do know that in the Platinum League, that's right around where we're getting to the point where we're seeing a lot of even more even play, and the matchup isn't as skewed against one race or the other as much anymore, considering the fact that Protoss is going to be not as strong, because in low levels you're going to be seeing a lot of I don't know what to do as a Terran player, but once you get into the Platinum League, you know, hey, Vikings are good against Colossus, hey, Ghosts are good against Templar, and bada bing bada boom, you are in Platinum League. It's very good. We're going to start with the Zealot's verse over here from a Protoss player. He is going to go in double gas with 2 in each. Not anything out of the ordinary there. Wouldn't mind seeing a Mothership Core probably before Warp Gate Tech, because he should be able to afford it off of what he has now. Looks like he's probably going to go for Nexus. And there we go. Nice and safe 1 gate expansion. A little bit of a more greedy expansion there. Especially considering that Fenco, looking to be a little bit aggressive here, has the 3 racks on the field with 1 Tech Lab, which is probably going to go for Stim, but it also could possibly see combat shields or concussive shells coming out of that. It could also be just to get the Marauders out as well. So it looks like you're going to be seeing some sort of Stim push or possibly just a bio push here from Fenco, as he's not making any move to take an early natural expansion. So Chilliking might be in a little bit of a interesting position depending upon when this hits. He's going to be going for his robotics facility. He's not going to have a lot of units out. He's going to forget his Mothership Core up to this point, which is, it's going to come out now, so he should be able to have enough photon overcharge for any sort of major push moves out, and I think he should be perfectly fine to deal with this. And if he does deal with it, then he puts himself extremely far ahead in the economic region. So best for him right now. He does have 5 workers on this refinery right now from Fenco. I would like to see a second refinery instead. I think that would have been a better choice than put these in. I think he was rallying it into here to get the 3 and then just forgot that he had to put in a couple more. Hopefully he'll realize that in a short little bit here. The Robotics facility is up. We're probably going to be seeing an observer out of that. That's usually what I like to do. Get an observer first, unless I feel really pressured to get up a Colossus, or even to a certain extent a Immortal. Yeah, so I would definitely expect to see an observer come out of there fairly shortly here. Still no second gas here from Fenco. Looks like he's wanting to just kind of push off on this, though. Wouldn't mind seeing a factory laid down back home, or a CC to go up on a natural expansion. That would be a different kind of route for him to be able to go into this. It's going to be a scan of the main base. He's going to see pretty much everything besides the robotics facility. He's going to see the double gateways going down, so he doesn't know his opponent's only going to be on one gate production, which is going to help him out quite a bit. I don't believe that there is a photon overcharge quite yet. Oh no, there is just barely one, so he'll be able to hold off for a full 60 seconds while he gets out a couple of extra units, including probably this Immortal and maybe starting up another one. So he should be perfectly fine against this. Just needs to be a little bit careful about this. They are going to be going straight from the Mothership Core, trying to snipe that down, but unfortunately that is not going to be the case. It is going to go down. The natural expansion is going to be in a little bit of danger, but the army is just going to go up into the main base and kind of take on the pylons here. If he is able to take out the pylons first, he should be able to take quite a bit of damage, but it looks like he's going to go for Cybernetics Core instead, which, in all honesty, isn't really the worst decision. Probes are going to be pulled now to try to help defend against this, and it looks like the Marauders are going to be getting a lot of damage off. Comet Shields are coming up back home, but I really think Concussive Shells probably would have been a better choice with this heavy Marauder composition. He's going to be going for the Nexus now. He's going to lose a couple of Marauders to the probes there, which is just a terrible thing to see. We do have a Stalker on his way. Going to be able to clean this up, but a lot of damage is going to be taken in the economy for Chilliking. 15 units killed at this point. Ooh, that's no workers, 5 workers killed. So yeah, he's going to have a little bit of damage taken, but not really all that much. There are more bio units coming in across the map, and right now Fenco's kind of going for an all-in style of play, and if Chilliking can defend against this without losing too many probes, he should be in a good position. But that being said, there is a large amount of bio on the field right now that will be able to take care of this Immortal and Stalker, and most likely will be able to gnaw away at this probe army as well, but he's not really doing anything back home, which can be considered a good thing and a bad thing. This is going to get cleaned up here in the main base. It can be considered a good thing or a bad thing. At this point, he's very far behind. If he doesn't get something done, it's going to be a little bit of a disappointment. He has 9 workers killed right now, which is a helpful tidbit, but if you look at the units lost tab, it's still going to be actually in favor of our Terran player, but not going to be losing as much damage as he really needed to do. I would say, at the very least, he needs to snipe this natural expansion, maybe snipe the Cybernetics Core in the main base, do something to delay his opponent just a slight bit, because right now we have Colossus coming down on the way, and that once those come out, it's going to be very difficult for this Bioforce to be able to continue to push. So he needs to be prepared, go up on his factory, which still hasn't come out, go up onto his starport, get those Vikings up, because that is very, very important to be able to counter those Colossi, because they do a huge amount of damage against Bio with their AoE attacks. Zealots are going to be cleaned up down here, but the that Colossus is about done now. He will be able to get the Militia Core and the Pop-to Photon overcharge once again, but Chilliking, much better position right now. And Fenco's going to find himself in a very big world of hurt in just a little bit here. When those Colossus get on the field, this is going to be dropping down another barracks. Another 2 barracks. Oh goodness, he is going to be going all in out of this and going to be moving up back home. Forces on a very small amount of harvesters on his mineral patches, which is going to kind of shut down this push as well. What he needs to do is he needs to move in, he needs to snipe this Colossus and take that natural. If he does that, he'll be in a decent position and he'll be able to take care of his natural expansion and go up into a macro game, or continue to go into more bio units to keep trying to push his luck and try to end his opponent. But with Puzzle 1 coming out on the field right now, Stim hasn't even started yet. It's going to be coming up right now. He's going to be a little bit behind as far as upgrades are concerned, and his units aren't going to be as cost efficient as they otherwise would have been. I still would like to see concussive shells. We're going to have to get a little bit of engagement here. A couple of force fields are going to help to block off these units, but really at the end of the day, Fenco not going to be doing the best job in keeping his units together at all. He is going to be able to stop the Zealot pressure, and he might be able to go in and get these Colossi, but there's just not really a bio here, and really 2 Marines are just going to die straight away. Needs to back up and gather up a couple of units before he moves back into this, as opposed to streaming in his units one at a time for them to be taken out by the Colossi. And there goes the GG from Fenco, not really able to do anything here. And like I mentioned earlier, this was definitely an all-in sort of tactic. It didn't really work out very well for Fenco. If he had been able to move up on the natural expansion, if he had been able to move up onto the tech that he needed, such as the factory and the starport, I don't think that would have been as detrimental to him at that point, but he just delayed his natural expansion for so long. Alright, folks. Right now is the time, as always, we take a look at each one of these players could have done better so that they and you can learn a little bit for next time. I'm going a little bit faster tonight than I have historically in the past, but that's probably because I'm just not used to it. In any case, let's start with our losing player, Fenco. I already kind of did this. If he had been able to go up on a natural expansion, if he had gone up onto his tech, I think he would have been in a much better position there. Medivacs would have been fine, helpful there, but I think the Vikings would have probably been a better decision in the long run. And he just kept him on the bio. He didn't gather his units up very much. He kept streaming in very small amounts of units. And if he had gathered them all up and then pushed in, he would have had a much better engagements, I would have to say. And he'd probably have a better chance of getting these Colossi taken care of. So a little mistake there. Went too much into this. And at the end of the day, Chilliking was just able to get the Colossus up quick enough to be able to defend against it. I do like the fact that he went for his +1 as well. Go to upgrades, a little bit greedier of a natural expansion for the Progress player. He was going for I believe it was a Gateway Nexus then Cyber, because I think he delayed his Cyber so that he could get his Nexus. In any case, it's a very greedy opening, and against something that Fenco is doing, that wouldn't have been a good idea. So what I would suggest is get a little bit more scouting before you take an earlier expansion like that. And if you see your opponent is doing something like Fenco is doing, where he's not going up onto a natural expansion, he's not going up onto a natural expansion, that's when you start to get your sort of spidey senses of StarCraft 2, and you start thinking, why isn't he going for a natural expansion? And as a player, you only are going to not get a natural expansion twice in two situations. One, you're ninja expansion and you're going somewhere else with an actual natural expansion, or you're doing something more pushy, more all-in-y. I know those aren't really words, but I've just made them words, such as what we saw Fenco do. So if you don't see natural expansion, it is alright to cancel your Nexus and build more gateways, build more units. Not that Chilliking really needed it, but if he had done that, he probably wouldn't have taken as much probe damage at the end of the day. All good game, nice short game, which is helpful since congestion, and I'm trying to get through this. So, I sound awful, and I apologize for that. My sound quality is terrible. Oh, goodness gracious. Anyways, okay, guys, I think that will do it for this one. Before I go, a few quick announcements. If you like this cast, please comment, like, subscribe, and share. You guys know the dealio. If you'd like to get your game casted by me, you can send a replay on over to ZookaMan900@gmail.com. which will be in the description below. Or if you'd like to just get a game casted, and don't mind if it's me, check out the subreddit Cast It. It's a good place to meet casters and players alike. You can go over there, post replays, and be able to get games casted and meet up with other players and stuff like that, which is always a good place to be. And I think that's it. I think that's everything I need to go through. There are going to be a few more casts coming in the nearest future, assuming that this sickness goes away fairly quickly, or I don't get it, or whatever. The congestion goes away, hopefully, nearish, so I can get some more casts out. I'm going to try to get at least one more done and posted today, and try to kind of catch up on the games that haven't been casted yet, so that I can make sure that people get those, because I know that a couple of them have been waiting for a few days for them, so hopefully this helps out. And yeah, if this was your game, I believe this was Chilliking. Keep posting. Good to see you on Casted. Good to see you as an active member. Keep posting. We'll keep casting. And I'm starting to ramble on at this point, so I believe that's going to be it, guys. So this is ZookaMan. We'll see you on the next cast. Take care, guys.